Well, good morning, my friend. Welcome to the Pastors Podcast. Good to have you with me. Monday morning, November the 17th, and it is always good to be with you. Thank you for joining me this morning. What a great day God gave us. Yesterday was Old Fashioned Sunday, and man, what a great day. All day long. It was a great day. And then last night, the service last night, I think this is the second time we've done an Old Fashioned Sunday, and to me, I enjoyed it the most. The fellowship afterwards, people hung around. You have to understand, church starts at 6 here, and people literally hung around to after 8:30 last night here at the church, just time of fellowship and enjoying all the things that we were doing. And I enjoyed that. And it's always good to be able to spend time with God's people. And I'm thankful for those who came. And boy, what a great, great service. We had people saved and baptized in both services yesterday. Or all three services, I should say. And just exciting watching God do his work here at Maranatha Baptist Church. And I just want to say thank you to all the people who make it happen. Next thing on the dock, Thanksgiving, and not far around the corner. And I'm looking forward to that. And of course, we start this week getting ready for next Sunday and Wednesday night, and excited about all that God is doing here. I want to read to you from Acts chapter 8, verse 36. It says, "And as they went on their way, they came into a certain water, and the eunuch said, 'See, here is water. What doth hinder me to be baptized?' And when Philip led the eunuch to Christ, he did not walk away, never to see him again. Instead, we see him riding in the chariot and teaching the next steps to walk with Christ. Had Philip not taken the time to be with this young believer, he may not have ever seen him get baptized and go back to his country to spread the gospel to Ethiopia." Now, I'm very much for soul winning. Anybody that knows Alan Donald knows I believe in soul winning. However, those who know me well also know that I don't leave my converts for the cult to destroy, but I go after them to help them grow in the Lord. Now, I cannot make someone grow if they don't want to. I can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't. But I must never give them an excuse that someone did not teach them after they got saved. So if you want to be a person God uses to help young believers to grow in the Lord, there are some things, 5 things you will need to do to make this happen. First, you must be a person soul winner. Nobody is gifted to train people who is not a soul winner. The soul winner is the best person to train the young converts. The soul winner always has the best heart to teach someone how to grow. Why? Because they're the ones who led them to Christ. Can you imagine my wife and I having a baby, and I drop it off at somebody else's house and say, hey, you raise the baby for me. And that person's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Now, I want you to follow me on this. This is what happens with too many people. Too many people, they see someone say, drop a card off, and then they're done. No. The soul winner, you've got to be a soul winner, and the soul winner will be the best one. A person who, I'm never going to go soul winning, I'm better at training. They're a liar. They're lazy. They're not a better trainer. They're a lazy believer is what they are. You've got to be a soul winner. Second, it takes time to train young converts how to grow. You cannot train people to grow in the Lord if you're unwilling to spend time with them. Now, I want to remind you that the young converts you led to Christ, they're spiritual babies. And you should desire to spend time with your spiritual babies while they grow. I watch new parents in our church, and they get this brand new baby home, they hold it. They want to show everybody this brand new comfort. That's what a believer's ought to do. You lead someone to Christ. Hey, look at my spiritual baby. Hey, everybody, look, this is someone I led to Christ. Now, you'll never be used to train people for Christ if you're unwilling to invest time in people. So you've got to be a soul winner. Then you need to take time to train them. Third, it takes follow-up. You cannot train people who you don't follow up on. No one's going to come to church on their own. I don't care what people say. Well, if they truly got saved, they go to church. And that's a bunch of hogwash, and they know it. The fact is, follow-up does work. The argument can be made that soul winning is more important, and in the view of eternity, it is true. But the gospel does not stop at winning them to Christ. You must follow up on those you lead to Christ to get them to church to be baptized. You must keep following up on them if you want them to be faithful to church after they listen to me. Okay, the naysayers will say, well, if they truly aren't saved, then they'll automatically want to do right. And we know that's not true. People have to be trained. You must follow up as a part of your weekly outreach if you want to see young believers grow in the Lord. Fourth, it does take patience. Young converts will frustrate you to no end at times, but you've got to remember they're babes in Christ. They don't know everything. You will see times of great hope only be followed by times of great disappointment. And when working with young believers, be patient as they grow in the Lord. Don't quit on a young believer because they seemingly have no interest. I have seen some young converts catch fire for the Lord after a time away. Now, keep working with them and rejoice in the little steps they take forward, because every little step forward is great growth. Fifth, it takes prayer. You must pray for young believers if you're to see them grow. Now, pray for God's protection about them, that he would keep them from sin and from false believers. You got to pray for them. Put them on your prayer list. Pray for God to give you wisdom to help them to grow. And we all want the great stories of those we led to Christ who became great servants of God. But someone invested in that great servant when they were a young Christian. Now I'm telling you, these are the steps it takes to train people for the glory of God. My friend, it never comes easy. I had a great text the other day. Someone who I'm trying to get in church and trying to get them to become faithful. They said to me, Brother Dominic, thanks for never forgetting me. Boy, I'm glad I don't forget them. I keep on, they haven't shown up, but I keep on texting them, and I love them, and I pray for them, and I want them to show up, and I believe they will one day, and I believe one day they will catch fire. But in the meantime, I got to keep on going after, keep on praying for them. There are people in our church right now who are Sunday school teachers because someone didn't give up on them. I mean, since I've been here, I could go person after person of our Sunday school teachers that have been led to Christ since I've been here. Now they're teaching a Sunday school class because somebody didn't give up on them. You can't give up on people, my friend. I'm telling you, there's too much at stake. We've got to keep going forward and asking God, help me never to give up on anyone. But we've got to lead them to Christ. You can't train people if you don't lead someone to Christ. So let's lead them to Christ. Then let's take the time to invest in them and follow up on them and pray for them and be patient with them as they grow. And what you'll find, if you'll do this consistently for decades, you're going to have people that you've led to Christ that are serving God somewhere. I have a guy right now I led to Christ. He's in the prison ministry, been in prison ministry for years. Good man. My friend, only eternity is going to tell what happens, but we've got to stay busy. We cannot give up. Let's be a people who are busy serving the Lord, training our converts so we can go out and reach a world for Jesus Christ. Well, my friend, I hope this is a great help to you today. Now, let's remember today, be good to everyone.